Hello, we are back here at the factory. Oh, I love how much work we're doing out here on the Craftworks server. Now, if you don't recognize what's behind me, that's because we did a whole lot of work. I've been working off camera to really get this area built out. We got all the walls around here. We got the roof here. Area, I guess we had that area before. And I think we have all the walkways done, including the roof on this side, the roof up there. I think we are finally getting to a point where the factory is feeling like a factory. Let's fly out here for a second. And as you can see, when I spin around, yep, we got it. Both wings are in, and you're seeing exactly what we're going to be working on today, which is the exterior. I want to really start figuring out what it looks like out here. And as you know, I'm back to thinking in my dirt. I think someone called that out. Maybe it was Impala that I always talk about dirt, but I love planning and then figuring out what we're going to do. So today, what we're going to focus on is really this first front area, from all the way to that side around to how you get in, and then kind of where it goes to the portal. Now I'm going to have to talk with Impala a little on what we're going to do with the portal. I'm thinking maybe we make like a gate entryway here. So like the trucks have to enter through a gate to get to the factory. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. And I've even started placing down, and this is probably going to look really confusing, but my terraforming, how we're going to kind of terraform this so it doesn't just look like a floating platform, because that's what we have under here today. But I'm going to start working on this, bringing down the hillside, make it a little more natural. And oh, that poor house, it's still there. But, you know, maybe we'll just leave it there. This has kind of been our little area where we can meet, talk about banners, our land claimed. It's kind of history. I don't think we can tear it down, but we can at least make the front of it not be floating so much. Okay, so what are we doing in this episode? We are going to work on getting, and you can see I've kind of started laying out the road, a road in that really makes it feel like this is maybe part of a larger city. Obviously, we're not going to have space to build this all out, but that's kind of the vibe I want to go for. So what I've started laying out is some things like right here, we're going to have forklifts and trailers and semi-trucks and some more trailers. We're going to be having more of the forklifts coming over here, because as you can see, Impala in that forklift is starting to get this pallet ready to go. Well, those are going somewhere. And we're going to say that they are being moved over here to where we're going to have a truck and probably them loading it up. I don't know quite yet, but you can see at least some of the thought there. So what I'm going to do is make sure that we get this road in first. It's going to be the most work. It's going to be grindy, but we're going to get that in, and then we'll start getting the vehicles in. All right, now I'm up here checking because we're starting to get some of this road in. We're trying to make it look a little more worn down. So you're going to see I'm putting a lot more texture in here than maybe what we did in the factory. But that's because we want this to really look like a worn down road. It's mostly concrete, but we'll pretend like these are all just kind of breaking up. I don't know that it looks as good when I'm up high, but I think down here it looks pretty good because we're starting to get some of that real texture in here. Now, for any of you who want to know what I do, it's not too hard. I just think about like putting down some gravel, then putting in some broken pieces, I guess is what we'd call it. And I just try and make it random. I don't try and use any particular patterns. By the lights, we need to make them too deep. But other than that, that's kind of what I'm doing, is just thinking about like, how would this road have cracked? In some spots, it's going to maybe be a little bit more, but nothing too big. So I do that, then we use our andesite, put a little extra of this in because that's really where the texture is starting to break down, or I guess not break down, but blend then into these stone slabs. So you get kind of a nice little gradient from the smooth concrete that they poured at some point to it breaking up all the way down to the gravel and cobblestone. So I'm just going to keep going through. We've already got a decent chunk here. But I'm going to try and probably go from this forklift and get all the way wrapped around. And then I think it's time to jump into some of the vehicles. And we'll leave the other side for a little bit later in the episode. Okay, and we are getting this side all done. Now in the last clip, you probably heard me say that this was concrete. I didn't mean concrete as in Minecraft, but concrete as in, that's what I think they would have poured out here, that this is like what real life concrete would look like. But I wanted to use this stone. I like the texture a lot more than just the smoothness of the concrete inside of the game. So now that we have this whole side done, I've added a gutter in here to all the different pieces, and it is time to get a few of these vehicles in. So I think I'm going to do a few of the forklifts just to see kind of positioning, and then we got to figure out this truck. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I kind of put the size. So we'll get to that one, but let's do a few forklifts first. And with that forklift done, it looks like I'm the driver, at least for now. We're going to put somebody in here eventually, and they'll get to drive it. But here's what those forklifts are looking like. They're just like the one inside, but this one is actually carrying one of the pallets that's going over to our future truck. We got another one here and another one there, lifting it up, ready to go on the truck. Now, if you want to build this, I actually put out a tutorial that came out earlier. So go look for how you can build this. They're actually pretty simple, and I'm building them in a way that is actually in survival instead of creative. Too many tutorials are done in creative, so we did this one in survival. So go check that out if you want a forklift in your world. But next, what we're gonna do is this one actually has the crate raised up because it's about to load it onto this dirt truck. No, not really. We're gonna build a real truck here. I need to figure out this design. I don't quite have it, but I at least know kind of the sizes that we're gonna go for. So I'm gonna go grab the materials we're gonna need and start building that. Okay, and we got that semi truck in with its trailer. I did a quick tutorial on this. It'll probably come out in a few days, or if you're watching this later, it may already be out. But we put this truck together pretty darn quick. The next thing I need to do is this crate is going on right in the middle. We're gonna have a crate already sitting on there. So I'm going to go get the stuff. We're going to add it on there. And man, this place is starting to look good. It's busy, but it's missing something. It's missing people in here too. So I'm going to build out that crate. We're going to start adding some people in here driving so that it actually feels like people are here, not just ghosts driving everything around. So let me go get some people, get that built, and we will move on to the next portion. And with some drivers in, we're going to start seeing a lot more people around here. You can see I'm using some of the crafters in here. We've got a few different ones. I may adjust the heads because we already have people making requests. I think Millie wants to be our semi-truck driver. So once I get her head, we'll probably put her in there. And then I'm just going to try and sprinkle people throughout. Because I really think adding the people is adding a lot more kind of life to this area. And I'd even like to have some workers working around here in the front and working in the factory, but those are all details to come. Now what I've been working on is just putting a small fence. I don't want to put any kind of big fence. Yes, mobs can still jump right over these, no problem. Really, this is just going to be decorative to kind of be like a factory land claim, I guess is what we'll call it. So down here, I think now what I'm going to do is fill in this dirt real quick. I'll probably do that in a time lapse so you can see what it looks like and how it transforms this area. So let's jump in. And from that time lapse, you can see how much we got done. Oh, this looks so much better. It doesn't look as floaty as it was before. And if we go into free cam mode, you'll be able to see that we are really getting something here. I think this is looking pretty good. Obviously, it still just looks like we just put the landscape in. We still have a drop off here, but really I wanted to just make it look a lot better, mainly from different angles kind of up here. Now I've dug down a little bit here in the middle. I think we're actually going to put a pond, maybe some small trees, definitely put in some of the more natural grasses so that it feels like it's always kind of been this way. And then I think we're going to call it an episode. So let's go in there. Oh, and before we do that, just like any good terraining project, I'm pretty sure, just from what I could hear, that we've got a pretty decent mob farm. Oh, maybe it's not so bad. Oh yeah, we've done a decent job down here. All right, maybe we'll just have a few creepers that'll blow us up. I need to go through. Oh, I don't even have my sword out. Oh, good, he didn't blow up. But I'm gonna go light that up. We don't want mobs coming out on us. And then let's get in this little pond and maybe the river that comes out. And we're gonna call it a day. Oh yeah, that is the view I was looking for. Oh, we've transformed this area so much. We might still bring some of the gate down, or the fence down this way a little. We still have the road and some trucks to do, but this is the view. Let's go into this view. Oh, that's the view I was looking for. It's looking so good. We still could do some landscaping in the pond here a little, but that is looking pretty amazing. I love that it doesn't look floating, and that there's all sorts of vehicles and things going on. All right, and that's going to do it for this episode. We got so much accomplished. I love seeing all of this stuff at the factory, and I can't wait to get more of the crafters' heads so that I can get them put in here and they can work at the factory too. Love where this is going, and we're going to wrap up probably next time with finishing out all the little details here. And then we're going to be back at our mega base. We've got so much work still left to do over there. But man, this has been so much fun. I love this project. And please let me know down in the comments what you think. What could we add that could still maybe add a little life? Because we still have some area around here. But until then, we'll talk to you soon.